Throughout the Zelda series, the numerous heroes that have saved Hyrule time and time again have had an arsenal of many weapons and items to defeat their foes, ranging from various swords to bows with all types of magical arrows. But of all those weapons, there is one that stands out from the rest, one that has become an icon of the Legend of Zelda series, and one that is widely recognized to be Link's signature weapon, the Master Sword.
Known as the Blade of Evil's Bane, the Sword of Legend, the sword that seals the darkness, and the Master Sword of Resurrection, this sacred blade has played a crucial role in helping the hero in his quest to defeat evil.
The Master Sword has many abilities and powers, the most known being the power to vanquish evil, destroying all it touches. To maintain the power to repel evil, two sages, known as the Sages of Earth and Wind, must pray to the gods to infuse it with their divine power.
The Master Sword is also capable of destroying magical barriers like the one Ganondorf created around Hyrule Castle in The Wind Waker, and also breaking curses created with dark magic as seen in Twilight Princess when Link is returned into his human form.
The Master Sword stands as a test to anyone who attempts to possess it, as it can only be drawn and wielded by someone pure of heart, unable to be touched by those of evil intent. The one to wield it also needs to be strong of body, as anyone in a weakened state who attempts to claim it will lose their life.
When pointed to the sky, the Master Sword gathers sacred energy from the heavens and charges up a skyward strike, a powerful blue wave of energy that can smite enemies and activate several divine structures such as the Gate of Time.
The Master Sword has existed since the distant past, long before the establishment of the Kingdom of Hyrule itself.
Before the sword came to be known as the Master Sword, this blade was once known as the Goddess Sword, a legendary blade created by Goddess Hylia herself to face the demise in the demons that invaded the surface in the attempt to claim the sacred Triforce.
The demons were merciless, slaughtering everything and everyone in their path, and in order to save the surviving humans from the onslaught, Hylia gathered them onto an outcropping of land and sent them to the sky. These floating islands would become the new home of the humans, Skyloft, where they would live above the clouds for millennia.
With the Goddess Sword in hand, and with the remaining races of the world at her side, Hylia faced demise in a ferocious battle which would result in the Demon King's imprisonment in the grounds of the Temple of Hylia, the ceiling spike serving as a lock to his prison, sealed by blasting the ceiling spike with a skyward strike, which would have to be restored by the Hero of Sky years later after the Demon King, now transformed into a horrendous beast known as the Imprisoned, breaks free from his seal.
Mortally wounded, and knowing Demise would inevitably return, Hylia created a contingency plan to ensure Demise would be defeated once and for all.
She first created Phi, a spirit that resided within the Goddess Sword, whose purpose would be to assist Hylia's chosen hero when the time came, and placed the Goddess Sword within the Goddess statue. Then, she ensured that she would be reborn as a mortal amongst the humans to be able to use the full power of the Triforce against Demise, a power restricted to only mortals to ensure a god wouldn't use its mighty power against mortal kind.
The Goddess Sword would rest within the Goddess statue for thousands of years until the time when Zelda, Hylia's mortal incarnation, was brought down from Skyloft by a black tornado created by the Demon Lord Girahim in his attempt to revive the Demon King.
It was then that Phi led Link to the statue of the goddess, where we would pull the blade from its pedestal, becoming its master. On his journey to save Zelda and defeat the Demon King, Link, now the hero of the sky, imbued the Goddess Sword with the sacred flames of the goddesses Din, Nehru and Furore to forge the Master Sword. It wasn't until Zelda, now assuming her role as Goddess Hylia, blessed the blade that it didn't become the true Master Sword.
After defeating the reborn Demise and sending his residual consciousness within the Master Sword to decay, Phi, having fulfilled her duty of guiding the hero, instructed Link to place the sacred blade in a pedestal within the sealed temple where she would go into an eternal slumber, and where the sword would come to rest for thousands of years.
After the war for the Triforce that followed the era of Sky ended, Rauru, the Sage of Light, built the Temple of Time over the Sealed Temple and locked the entrance to the Sacred Realm with the Master Sword.
It wasn't until the era of the Hero of Time where an incarnation of the hero would draw the blade from its pedestal to defeat Ganon, thrusting the blade into his skull. The Master Sword's fate varies depending on the timeline branch.
In the child timeline, the Master Sword is seen again in Twilight Princess, located deep within Faron Woods in the Sacred Grove within the ruins of the Temple of Time, which breaks the curse placed on Link by Zan where he was permanently turned into a wolf. Within the Palace of Twilight, the Master Sword is imbued with the power of the souls, the source of life in the Twilight Realm, allowing it to cut through shadows. Link would slay Ganondorf in a one-on-one duel by driving it through his chest, in the very wound made by the Sword of the Six Sages during his failed execution.
In the adult timeline, the Master Sword rests in a secret chamber within the submerged Hyrule Castle, serving as a seal to Ganon's magic, and has lost its power to repel evil, as Ganondorf had murdered the sages of Earth and Wind, rendering the blade useless against the evil king.
After awakening Medley and Makar as the sages of Earth and Wind respectively, the Master Sword regained its true power, allowing Link to break the barrier in Hyrule, blocking the path to Ganon's tower, where he confronted and defeated Ganondorf, thrusting the sacred blade into Ganondorf's forehead, turning him to stone. Hyrule is then completely flooded and the Master Sword is forgotten beneath the waves.
In the Decline timeline, the Master Sword is found within the Lost Woods, where Link must obtain the 3 pendants of virtue scattered across Hyrule to prove himself worthy of wielding the blade.
It is said that 10,000 years before Breath of the Wild, there was a hero who wielded the Master Sword to face the Calamity Ganon, aided by the 4 ancient champions who piloted the Divine Beasts and legions of guardians as support. The ancient hero and the princess with this sacred power sealed Calamity Ganon away.
During Ganon's resurgence, which kick-started the Great Calamity, Link wielded the Master Sword until his unfortunate fate protecting the princess. It was at this precise moment that Fi spoke to Zelda and told her that Link could still be saved, which led to his 100-year slumber within the Shrine of Resurrection. Zelda then returned the Master Sword to the Korok Forest and went to Hyrule Castle to face Ganon alone.
100 years later, Link would venture to the Korok Forest once again, where he would be tested by the Master Sword to see if he is still worthy of wielding her. Link must have endured his spirit enough from completing a number of Sheikah shrines before drawing the blade from the pedestal without losing his life.
Near Malice, the Master Sword glows with an ethereal blue light, making it much more powerful than its regular state. The Sheikah monks prepared the trial of the sword for the hero to awaken its true power, which will make the blade glow permanently. Malice has also been the only known substance to significantly damage the Master Sword, dulling and rusting the blade as seen in Breath of the Wild. The sword can repair itself by being placed in its pedestal and allowing it to rest.
The Master Sword has been upgraded and forged numerous times to make it stronger. In A Link to the Past, it can be forged into the Tempered Sword after the Dwarven Swordsmith is reunited with his partner. The Tempered Sword is later turned into the Golden Sword by the Cursed Fairy in the Pyramid of Power. The Master Sword in A Link Between Worlds is also forged into the Tempered and Golden Sword, but this time by obtaining Master Ores from Lorule.
It is unclear how the Master Sword returned to its original form after being upgraded, but it's believed that it lost power over time, becoming the regular Master Sword once again. And that was the history of the Master Sword. I would like to thank Hyrule Gamer for collaborating with me on this video. I'll leave a link in the description and in the pinned comment to a collaboration I've made with him on his channel about the top 5 wanted Zelda remakes. Definitely check it out, and subscribe to him if you haven't already. If you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, if you haven't already, please consider following me on Twitter and Instagram at Zelda Lore 86. This has been Zelda Lore, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.